because let's get our right royal roundup. Cue the titles. Oh, we have no titles still for the right royal roundup. Okay, let's talk to Kinsey Schofield. Morning, Kinsey.
Hi, Cristo. It's 1 a.m. for me. I would not do this for anyone else.
Oh, and are you drunk or are you sober?
I've been watching very terrible rom-coms.
Oh, have you? Did any of them have Meghan Markle in them?
Oh, my gosh. I just was saying a few hours ago that I can't believe the push we're seeing between Netflix forcing suits down everyone's throats, and then on the Peacock app here, it's like Hallmark staples, the dating handbook guide, and it's Meghan Markle, and I'm like, wow, William Morris Endeavor is working overtime right now.
Now, we spoke on our podcast. We do the Majesty podcast. Renee, you'd love it. Yes, that's the T-shirt. Thank you. When we spoke, I'm like a Svengali. I'm like a psychic. I'm like Mystic Meg, because I was saying that when the rumor came out about the Bodyguard movie,
you were not going in turn of the stories I submitted, but okay, I follow where you're going.
You follow where I'm going. I know we've spoken about this on WhatsApp, so I know where I'm going. When we did the Majesty podcast, there was a rumour going around that Meghan Markle was going to be cast in the Bodyguard movie and that she was going to be following in the footsteps of Princess Diana, who was also supposed to be in the second Bodyguard movie with Kevin Costner. And I came up with the hypothesis that because Meghan and Harry had been so vile to their bodyguards, that actually this was a way in which they were trying to cultivate this rumour so that when you did a search on Meghan Markle, Harry bodyguard, that this is what came up. Well, now a similar thing has been put forward by some other websites, because wasn't Meghan Markle snubbed by Taylor Swift? And then it was reported everywhere this week that she'd gone to a Taylor Swift concert, which I don't think anyone actually saw her at. And a lot of people are now saying, well, actually, this is all about having Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Taylor Swift. When you search for them, a different story comes up. I'm psychic.
Yeah. Yes, you're psychic. You just
right.
Told
is that it?
You told me you were psychic this morning.
Yes, I am psychic. All right, well then, fine. I'm so glad that we got to the bottom of that story, and your comments are very valuable on those, Kinsey. Thank you very much.
You said everything.
Anything you want to add?
I mean, I do think it's suspicious that no one saw her, and there are literally no pictures. We've seen Kevin Costner, Channing Tatum, Julia Roberts, Halsey. I mean, I could go on and on and on at how many celebrities appeared. I mean, it was the place to be seen. It is very bizarre. But hey, I also had this epiphany as well through this process. People magazine also reported that, was it People magazine reported that Meghan saw Barbie on her birthday with a group of friends, with Portia de Rossi and a couple of friends. And then they went to a resort for the evening, a Santa Barbara resort. And Meghan went over to wish a bachelorette party good luck and took photos with that bachelorette party, according to reports. I mean, is that not the first photo you post to Instagram when you wake up sober the next morning, like you and the Duchess of Sussex?
Did that get posted?
No, nowhere. So I'm like, I just think that all of these stories are highly suspicious, that we're, and People magazine is one of their go-to publications when they want a story out there. Remember Harry on the cover for Spare. So it's all just very strange.
All right. Well, talking of Harry, what's gone on from Buckingham Palace for him this week?
Well, this I thought was an interesting story. Richard Kay wrote it for the Daily Mail, but he suggests that the reason these updates were made on the outdated website, let's be honest, it's 5,000 pages, the royal family's website, his title, HRH title, was removed. But Richard Kay goes as far as to suggest that this was done out of spite because they knew that Harry had this trip to Japan coming up, and people were calling it a mini royal tour, and he says that perhaps this was the palace trying to humble him a little bit by removing that HRH title from the website. Now, I just thought it was probably at the bottom of somebody's to-do list, and it just, was buried down
just
there.
happened to be to done when he's going to Japan. Why is he going to Japan? Why?
This was actually, I'm not going to give him a hard time about this. He played in the Polo Cup on Saturday, raised over $1 million for his charity that actually works with youth affected by HIV and AIDS. So whether they have it or whether they've lost a family member to it, this is a charity he started with somebody else to honor Princess Diana. Overall, he's raised over $12 million for these children affected by HIV and AIDS. So I say props to him. This is the first time we've seen Harry in like 3 years. He also spoke at a sports conference where he talked about how he loves charity and how he likes to utilize sports to heal mentally and physically, which is very much in line with Invictus. So he was gleeful, joyful, kind, sweet, and loving throughout this throughout this little sit down he did that was caught on camera. Hugged a choir backstage. It's like the Harry from 10 years ago.
Wow.
What we witnessed this last week.
And do you think that this is all part of, perhaps missing him, why Meghan's been seen in this strange stress patch?
The new calm, I sent this to Cristo at like 2 a.m. his time, saying we've got to figure out what's going on here, because it was so bizarre.
It's like a sticker, right? You're medical, Dr. Renee, you can help with this. It's a sticker which goes on your wrist, right? And it's apparently an anti-stress patch, like a nicotine patch.
Yeah, but you said you're medical, Dr. Renee, didn't you? That doesn't sound like a medical thing.
Fair enough. That's me put in my place over that one. What is that all about?
I watched a video about it, and it was too many big words for me to comprehend, but apparently it's supposed to like send some pulse to your brain to calm you out. And I'm like, doesn't Harry have enough pot to chill them both out? Like, according to Spare, they've got plenty of weed. Shouldn't that be enough for you guys? But the conspiracy online is that could Meghan perhaps be an investor in this? Could Meghan perhaps be trying to promote this for some reason? Because it was strange that it was so conveniently captured in a paparazzi shot. And again, like I asked one of my podcast guests this week, do you think that Meghan intentionally is papped when Harry's out of town, or intentionally pursues some of these headlines like Taylor Swift? And the guest was like, yes. So it was kind of strange to see her in a pap shot. Harry's in Japan, Harry's in Singapore, and here's Meghan in a trench coat in beachy 70-something degree sunshine, and this very strange little disc on her wrist.
Oh, we're doing the Right Royal Roundup. Renee is absolutely loving the Right Royal Roundup, aren't you, Renee?
Look, I do love the royals, as you know, but I'm just sick and tired of Harry and Meghan. As I said to you, I want them to go away.
Well, I do and I don't, because I don't know what I'd talk about if they did. Kinsey and I do a very successful podcast. It's called The Majesty Podcast. You love it, don't you,
I'll
Renee?
listen on the train.
Good, all right. And without them, it would be very difficult for us to do that podcast.
I understand that, and I actually was a bit astounded when I heard your thing about the
search engines.
The bodyguard and the search engines. I mean, that's clever. You've got to give them credit.
That is clever. That is clever. But I definitely think that that's what they do. And that's why I'm going to be drinking a lot of beer going forward, so that when people do a Google search on Cristo and six-pack, that's what's going to come up.
Doesn't that come up already?
Well, not enough,
okay,
as far as I'm concerned.
Enough.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Kinsey Schofield from todiefordaily.com still joins us this morning. Now, is this true, what British people are now saying about Prince Harry when it comes to his ascension to the throne?
Yeah, over 51% have said that they want Prince Harry to be removed in the succession, and they want his family stripped of their titles. I would be surprised if it was the other way around. So over half of the population want him removed from the line of succession and want his family stripped of their titles. And
well, we're only a plane crash or a serious car crash away from King Harry and Queen Meghan.
It shouldn't. The way that we spent years like years upon years, not ever saying anything about the Queen passing should be the way we speak about King Charles.
Well, we did, yeah, but we used to say about the Queen, you're right, we never actually used to say when the Queen dies. We used to say when she's no longer with us or when it moves on and all of those sorts of things. But I think that's made us be a bit more accepting of royal mortality.
I know, but I don't want to talk about any crashes or anything.
So I don't think they fly in the same planes anyway. I think they try and ameliorate that risk.
Yeah, they're true. I think the Queen had to give special permission once for a plane journey with William and George, or Charles and William, I think, in the same time, because you're right, they don't travel in the same plane in case of...
It's very unlikely.
And they always, as well, do you know that in every plane they always have a black outfit in the wardrobe of the plane? Did you know that?
I think I had heard that, but I can understand that.
Yeah, in case. All right, now what about Spotify? Are they going to come up with anything more for them?
No. So are you talking about Meghan? Are you talking about the next Meghan story?
Yes.
This, I just so you guys know, I have my receipts. I have my screenshots ready. Daily Mail is reporting that the TIG is coming back around October. Expect a TIG relaunch in autumn. I just want to say...
So the TIG was her beauty and wellness site that she was flogging when she was in Suits, right?
And I just want to say, I said it 6 months ago. It's in print to Fox News, and I am ready to push send on that Instagram post to say I said it first. I heard it first. I've got a great hair guy in the city of Los Angeles who doesn't keep his mouth shut. Okay, so all I want to say is I told you guys this was coming back. We expect to see some of Meghan's favorite products, Meghan merching. Meghan merchathon, what Meghan's wearing,
they will promote absolutely anything for money,
including new calm discs, allegedly stress discs.
Well, you know what I think that they should do? I've told you, Meghan and Harry's range of what Harry should be Prince Harry and do hair loss treatment. And I think that should be a brilliant monetising. Meghan, feminine hygiene products, Archie wipes.
No, stop.
No?
Stop.
I think from a medical perspective, you should be very, very proud of that.
Oh, no, please. Can they just go away?
I think we need to get Renee a crash helmet, Kinsey.
Well, that is the most popular episode of the podcast is you spending an hour listing off very vulgar titles for products that they could endorse. But,
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
I think that this is the best gig for Meghan because it requires very little effort and very big paychecks. And she has proven through Spotify and through some of the other ventures we've seen that her work ethic is lacking. It also doesn't require, it also really doesn't require communication skills within a business. Somebody just has to send her a copy and paste.
It's free stuff.
Yeah,
basically,
free stuff
you
and
get sent free stuff, money and everything.
So she doesn't have to get along with anybody and she won't be accused of bullying anybody. All she's doing is copying and pasting something and taking a picture. And I think it's a great gig for her.
I think it's probably the gig that she should do because it sounds to me like it's the one thing that she could actually be successful at.
Absolutely.
Who's your favourite royal, Renee?
I'm quite impressed with Catherine.
Yes, we love Catherine.
I think the way she carries herself, I absolutely would like just half an hour to rummage through her wardrobe. I really would.
She does look amazing.
I would be able to fit all of one big toe in her wardrobe.
Well, the thing is, as well, it's better than Charles's wardrobe because a lot of that has been in there for like 30 or 40 years. He drags out coats that he's had for 30 years.
I know.
Which I actually am quite impressed with because the Queen was very famously frugal.
And don't forget, he's just preparing for when he lives in his 15-minute city and will only be able to buy 3 things a year.
That's actually very true. The climate king. Not sure I'm very in favour of that. Listen, lovely to talk to you. We'll do another podcast this week, Kinsey.
Okay.
All right, we'll record. I'll message you. That's Kinsey Schofield, host of the Majesty podcast, founder of ToDieForDaily.com, with this week's Right Royal Roundup.